What do you do on back-to-back events where the RGB lights only last 2 to 3 hours? Do you have spares for events or for event number two? Jack, that's a question that is an amazing, cool ass question because that's actually something that I was thinking about a few weeks back when it started happening to me when I had events back to back. But here's how it worked out for me. So because I had events back to back, one was early in the day and then the other one was at night. And this is the only way I can get to both events because I only have one 360 booth. So the event during the day didn't require for me to actually use the RGB lights. So I was actually using just the U200 light, especially because these events were outdoors. Now, let's say for example, you're doing two events back to back and they're both in the evening. Then yes, that would be challenging. Now, the way you can handle that is one, you guys are really hitting me up with some questions coming in heavy. Uh, Jack, the way we can do this is if you have two events and you only have a pair of four RGB lights and you have your U200 light, you guys got to become scientists. And what I mean by this is what I ended up doing is I would get my four RGB lights and then my U200 light. And what I would do is I would for my RGB lights that are gonna go surrounding the 360 booth, I would take it to like all the way to the top and then minus it by three. One, two, three. And I know that that's gonna give me over 3 hours of light. And then on my U200 light, you guys have to gauge your U200 light and get familiar with your U200 light because your U200 light also has a limitation. But once you guys know the limitations on your equipment, you guys can set it to a point where it's optimized and it's going to be enough juice left on both your U200, your Talon cell batteries, and your RGB lights and your anchor that's connected to your TV. You're going to get familiar with your entire equipment. And this is when you become an actual, not only operator, but a director because you know how to direct throughout your whole production and you can make it to two events using just what you currently have right now.